This was a great year too for those perennial shrubby salvias in all colours, white, red, pink, mauve, beautiful plants. And I think I learned this year of the value of salvias. They're often thought of as sort of fillers. Well, they are, but they're fillers which keep on flowering from May right the way through to the frosts of autumn. So the secret with perennials is to find those that have particularly long seasons of flowering, and that way, with a good selection of those, there's always something to look at. June is the first month in the year when you're practically guaranteed not to have a frost, and that's when I can be particularly creative. This year especially with containers on the terraces around the house. They give you variety and they give you nigh on instant colour. I wanted to show you how you can create different container looks for different types of garden. Isn't that nice? It's a technique that works, don't you think? Whether it's a classic cottage garden style with a foxglove, a hosta and some blue scabious, a more contemporary look with shades of green and purple, or for an all-out blaze of colour, a trough filled with annuals. The reactions to these different styles were interesting because some of us are traditionalists. We like that cottage garden look. It seems cosy and safe, and there is nothing wrong with that. But if you live in a modern house, or you've got a set of steps outside an apartment that's quite sort of sleek, you want a more modern look. And the whole idea behind containers is you can sculpt them and plant them up to suit the situation in which they find themselves. Above all, plant a container that brings you joy, and judging by your reactions to those containers, they brought you quite a lot of pleasure. The selection of plants that were used in those containers made sure that there was something interesting to look at from June, when they were planted, right the way through to the frosts of November. So what did these containers prove? They proved the wisdom of using good peat-free compost, the wisdom of foliage as well as flowers, because that carries on longer through the year, the care that needs to be taken with regular watering, because a container that dries out fizzles out, and regular liquid feeding.